Okay, hi, welcome. This is Kate Vandenboss, and I'm here to do a quick reading, a quick oracle card reading for the energy that's coming in for the rest of the month of November. And we're looking ahead a little bit into the end of the year and into 2026 too. This is kind of a very much a wrap up kind of energy around what's happening right now. So I just wanted to do a quick reading today and pull a few cards to give us all a little bit of insight and some guidance into what's the best thing for us to do moving forward through the rest of this month and through the rest of this year. So what you'll notice here is there's a lot of doorways, right? And so the energy around this entire month is one of closing doors, but also opening doors. When one door closes, another one opens. And I think we always need to bear that in mind and keep that top of mind when something feels like it's been denied us or it's slipping out of our hands when we're really trying to, work on a project or get something completed, or we thought something was going to be going one way and then it suddenly changes and heads off in a different direction. So the cards actually are from 3 different decks, and I pulled with the intention from left to right, being the first card, what's the energy around us right now as a collective? And there's a collective energy, and then we all have our own little energy fields. I like to think of as like little spirals within bigger spirals. And again, we talk about that with the growth cycle, is we're all spiraling through our own energy story throughout the year, but we're also little spirals in bigger spirals. What's happening collectively around us in our community, around us in our specific countries, but also, globally, and this global energy shift around how we are being affected, how our personal journey is being affected by the greater collective energy. And so this first card was talking about what is the energy that we're all experiencing right now. The second card, the one in the middle, was what action is there for us to take? What is there for us to learn? How can we use this energy? How can we work with this energy? And then the third card is what's the expected outcome? Having listened to the guidance, having taken some action, what is the expected guidance for us? And I just find it's absolutely fascinating. So we do this a lot in my client sessions. When I'm working through where somebody is in their growth cycle, we'll pull cards and I'll have an oracle card reading, which is similar to this, more expanded, but in terms of where are you now? What action is being asked of you or guidance being given to you about what action to take, and what does it look like where you're going? It's always a really good idea to have that gap analysis of, where is it that I want to be, but let's be realistic and look at where I am right now, because that it's in this present moment that I'm making decisions that are impacting and creating my future, my next steps. So a side note on that was I like to talk about with clients, and really understanding is in this present moment is where we create our future. So if you're constantly looking backwards and bringing whatever happened in the past or regrets from the past or fears from the past into today, and you're thinking about them, mulling over them, even worrying about and hoping that they don't happen, you're potentially creating that into your future, because that you're bringing it back into your present moment by pulling it forward, right? So really, I think part of what this closing door and completion energy, first off, can talk about is actually leave the past in the past, right? And just remember that that's a very positive thing. It happened. One, there's nothing I can do about it now. It's in the past. And I can learn from it. Absolutely. Bring those lessons into the present so that I learn to create into the future something different. If I didn't like the decisions that I made, if I didn't like the path that I took, take a different one. But sitting in an energy of, woe is me, I'm feeling sorry for myself, I wish that didn't happen, hoping you could change it, is actually very unproductive. And at best, and in the worst case scenarios, you're recreating it over and over again so that you get to sit in that same story. So what I believe this card is saying to all of us is close the door on those stories, close the door on those past anythings that are not supportive of you moving forward. So that's the first thing. And also, if you look, every single card here has a doorway in it. It has a form of a portal or an entryway, and something coming in terms of beyond where we are right now. And we can't see all 3 of these doors. We cannot see what is past that door. So we have choices we get to make around what am I going to do with that piece of information. And what I believe we're being told here is to get excited about doors that are closing, get excited about things that didn't go maybe the way you planned, because something better is definitely coming. So as a story, where are we right now in this 5 closing doors and completion energy? We're also completing out the year, right? In terms of 2025. And it's the time to wrap up. Like, what are some things that are projects that are still pending? What are some expectations that I still haven't been met that I had for this year? Where what do I still hope to get out of this year? And just almost like recalibrating and pulling all your energy together and reinvesting it in what's important to you. And again, letting go of what's not. So it's like maybe a pause moment of, and we entered actually yesterday, we went into Mercury Retrograde, the last one of 2025, which is again, historically about reviewing, looking at, reviewing the situation, reviewing current status, and making sure that all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, and that you actually have taken care of business in a way, and in a practical, detailed way. Complete things, get things done, because things that are just hanging around are also energy draws. Anybody you know this, if you've had this experience of just having something that you keep saying to yourself, I need to do that, I need to do that, I need to finish that, I need to get that done, that's constantly dragging and drawing at your mental energy. So get things done that you keep telling yourself you're going to do. Stay in integrity, get it done or don't. Do it, delegate it, or ditch it, right? It's a sense of, am I going to do it? Then get it done, complete it. Let's wrap it up. If I'm going to, is it something that I don't want to do, but it's still important to get done? Delegate it, make a decision and delegate it, hand it over to somebody else. And if it's not important and it's not something else that you want something for somebody else to do, then ditch it, put it on the shelf, put it aside, or just decide this is actually not a priority anymore, regardless of how much energy you've invested in it. It's going to be more of a waste of energy to keep reinvesting in something that's never going to get done. So just make a decision around it. I think that feels like a really clean, responsible thing to do with your energy right now, is make some decisions around what's hanging out there. Relationships, friendships, projects, roles, things that are just hanging over you. Is I just need to make a decision to move on from that, because I want to start the next year fresh and clear. I want my energy clean from that. And so again, use that as a proactive decision. You're not a victim here. You're making a decision around life working for you, not working against you, and taking control of that. So knowing that, what's the action that we're being asked to take is this 6 card coming in with not for you. And this is a really interesting card to be one. It's sandwiched right in the middle of 5 and 5. 41 is a 5. 5 is the numerology, is the number of change, right? So there's a lot of change happening around us right now, and everybody can feel it. Like there's this increased energy. There's uncertainty, which can be exciting or intimidating, depending on what story you're putting around it. And the sense of, I don't know what's happening next. I feel out of control about what's happening next. So what this card is asking, in the state of ever increasing unknown, what do I know? What is in my control? What is in my power to influence and do something about? And this card it's almost like this is the balance in the middle of the change, right? 6 is the card is the numerology of things coming into balance, of unconditional love, of things being, status quo, like it feels like an elevated 5, right? It's the pause in between the change, right? Because we have this change of closing, and then as you can see with this door opening, there's this change of fresh air coming in. So not for you. This again depends on the story, and it'd be interesting to see when you first saw these cards, what story did you tell yourself? Often this card can trigger senses of victimhood, being rejected, not being good enough, things being taken away from you. Which is understandable, right? And the idea being that once you recognize it, you can do something about it. And what I encourage you to do is take those stories and complete them, right? Close them out and reframe the story that you're telling yourself. Because something being not for you and the door closing so that something else can open is actually really helpful if you use it to your own advantage and use it for what it's designed for. Uh, Clinging to something that energetically wants to leave your life is again a waste of energy. And if we want to talk about being in flow and having ease and going following the path of least resistance, instead of constantly fighting to hold on and grasp and hold things so tightly that to keep them in our space when they actually naturally want to leave. The thing, I mean, I'm laughing because it's like the closet of clothes, right? There is a sense of I'll just say me, I'll claim it. I hold on to clothes because I think that they don't fit me right now. Literally, they physically don't fit me. And they're probably also not my style right now. But I'm holding on to them. And the reason is I literally just cleaned out my closet this weekend. So holding on to them in the hope that something will change or that I will change and fit back into them or it's some miraculous, my style changes or whatever it is, my body shape changes again. And all that's doing is holding that object in my life with, it's not giving me any value. I don't feel good about myself when I look at it. And that could be gifted to somebody else who actually gets a lot of enjoyment around it and create space in my life and in my wardrobe for something more suitable. So if we think about our energy fields in that way of by letting go what is outdated, doesn't fit me anymore, doesn't feel good, I don't feel good in it, I don't like myself in that energy. It's not a judgment. It just is. Just let it go. Let it go to somebody who's going to really value it so that you create space for other high value things to come in and radiate with your new energy field. What I also really find it fascinating about this card always is that it's a game, right? It's a chessboard. And there's a door. Is it closed? Is it locked behind it? We don't know. It's trying to open it. Are we being distracted from the door behind the board because we're so focused on playing the game? And what I love, and I always will reframe and redirect around this card, is we have a choice as to what game we're playing. And a lot of the times we will find ourselves falling into the habit of playing somebody else's game. And my interpretation of this card, the powerful, empowering version of this card is I am not going to play that game anymore. I am saying, no, this is not for me. These rules don't work for me. This game doesn't work for me. I don't get enjoyment out of this. I don't get value out of this situation, this relationship, this project, whatever it is. I am choosing to walk away and say, no, I'm going to use my discernment. I'm going to enforce some boundaries and I'm going to choose what games I play on my rules. I create the game of my life. So with that in mind, if you then look around at the rest of your life and kind of go, okay, so where am I compromising myself? Where am I playing somebody else's game that actually doesn't make me feel good, doesn't serve me? Where can I take action to start removing myself from those situations so that I'm, again, like clearing out the closet of my life? Where am I removing outfits and roles that are draining energy from me, that are not fulfilling for me? Again, 6 is about balance and reciprocity. And if we think about where in your life are you not getting something back from that you're investing a lot of energy in, it's time to actually maybe think about that's not for me. That is okay. And I am okay if that door closes. I am okay if that situation leaves my life because I have faith and trust that these unexpected visitors are coming, that this new door is going to be opening. But part of it feels like it's almost like the test for us right now is to decide what game we're willing to play. And to be willing to play our own game, we have to let go of the games of other people, right? So again, see how that applies and where that's resonating, and wherever that kind of lands first is usually, and I am pretty sure that this is not a surprise to any of you listening to this right now. You're feeling this somewhere in you. It's not always a nice pill to swallow when we actually look around because we want life to go our way all the time. And can also feel like if things aren't going the way that we wanted them to, if plans have changed, like I'm a big planner, and it's frustrating when you make all this effort and invest into making a plan and then it gets diverted. Again, one of the things with Mercury retrograde is, allowing for the unexpected, allowing for, and I can't even remember who told me or where I heard it, but instead of dreading Mercury retrograde, think about it as an adventure. Use it as an opportunity to do things differently. Use it as a way to, instead of, going the same route to work every day or getting at the airport if you've got a flight at the same time, et cetera, is actually use it as an opportunity to play and do something different. Invite in a little bit of creative chaos into your life and see how it lands, see how it feels, because you're working then with the communication energy of, a little bit of turmoil. You're working with the energy of chaos to plans and things being turned upside down and upheaval. You're using it to your advantage and you're playing with it rather than trying to force something that you had in your mind, to move forward to the plan that you had in your mind. So having done all of that, what's the expected outcome? I love this. One door closes, stop playing the other people's games, another door opens. This is unexpected visitors. And this is super cute in terms of, again, I see this as the new year. We're spending the next couple months, especially in November before we get busy with the holidays. And this might also be, unexpected visitors showing up for your family holidays. Maybe your plans for, Thanksgiving and Christmas, depending on what you're celebrating and where you are, maybe they don't go to plan. And if you stay open and curious what will happen instead, you're inviting in a lot of unexpected adventure, and see how hindsight's always 2020. See at the end of the year, when you look back over the last couple months, by something not happening, what did happen? And everything always happens for a reason, on purpose. And again, try not to waste energy holding on to something that actually just doesn't want to go that way. And staying open, again, stay curious. What other doors are opening around me that I am maybe not paying attention to? What unexpected things happen? What surprise gifts are being presented in my life because I was willing to let go of the control, let doors shut, let people leave my life, and allow some space for the unexpected to come in, which is a beautiful energy. I love that. If that's the energy that we're starting 2026 with, I will take it. I'm just going to read you quickly from this book, because I think this is a perfect message to finish with. If you expect the unexpected, you'll be prepared for miracles, detours, surprises, and paradigm shifts. Expect the unexpected. No matter how detailed your plans are and how clear you believe the road ahead to be, there are times when the best laid plans are waylaid by unforeseen circumstances. At first, detours may seem inconvenient, but a surprise turn of events signals that the adventure of your life is beginning to get interesting. No one can plan for synchronicity, for fate and destiny to meet, except spirit, who knows what you can't comprehend for now. Life is full of surprises, so stay on your toes and enjoy this exciting new adventure you weren't expecting. There is a plan for your life that may not match up with your agenda, and that's okay. So, if you know that something might not possibly go to plan for it. Plan for the unexpected. Allow space. Allow things to breathe. Allow your stress levels to stay relaxed, and looking at things changing as an opportunity for adventure and for something new and unexpected and magical to happen, instead of an inconvenience and an added stress. And I really truly believe if we adopt that and we do the work, there is work being asked here. If we do that, then we're going to be gifted with some really wonderful surprise, new adventures and new opportunities as the year rolls over into 2026. So if you'd like your own, I hope that's helpful. And if you'd like your own personal, reading into what the rest of the year looks like, where you are in your own personal growth cycle right now, how this applies to you personally, and maybe diving into more of your own personal situation, I'd be honored to help you along with that. You can just book a rediscovery session or a recorded session with me. The details of that are below. And in the meantime, enjoy yourself. Happy holidays, everyone. And I'll talk again soon.